The Millersville Mystery. A sinister murder has taken place in the small town of Millersville. It all began when a young woman named Sarah went missing one night, and the town was filled with fear and dread. No one knew what had happened to her, and the police had no leads. The only clue to her disappearance was a mysterious note that had been found at her house. It was written in a strange language, and the police could not decipher it. Meanwhile, the people of Millersville were on edge. Everyone was a suspect, and rumors and gossip were running wild. Things took a more sinister turn when another woman was found dead in her home. The police quickly determined that she had been murdered in the same way as Sarah, and the town was now in a state of panic. The police began to investigate the mysterious note, and eventually they were able to trace it back to a man named John. John was a strange man who had been seen around town, and it was believed that he was the one who had killed Sarah and the other woman. The police questioned John, but he refused to answer any of their questions. He was eventually released, and the police had no more leads. The town of Millersville was now in a state of dread. Whoever had killed Sarah and the other woman was still out there, and no one knew who it could be. The police began to look into John's past, and they soon discovered that he had been involved in a similar murder years ago. It was then that the police realized that John was the killer they had been searching for. John was arrested and charged with the two murders. During his trial, he confessed to the killings and was sentenced to life in prison. The town of Millersville was now at peace, but the mystery of who had killed Sarah and the other woman still lingered. Was it John? Or was there someone else out there who had done it? That question still remains unanswered to this day. The Oakwood Mystery. It was a dark and stormy night in the small town of Oakwood. The wind howled through the streets, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to venture out. As the rain pounded against the window panes, a mysterious figure appeared in the alleyway. Dressed in a long black cloak, the figure seemed to be searching for something or someone. No one dared to approach the figure, as they were too scared of the unknown. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed through the alley. The figure had broken into a nearby house. The lights flickered on and off inside the house, making it even more mysterious. People from all around the town started to flock to the area, watching in awe as the figure seemed to be rummaging through the house. The police were called and they immediately rushed to the scene. However, by the time they arrived, the mysterious figure had already vanished. All that was left was a small piece of paper with a cryptic message. It read, "The truth lies beneath the surface. Seek and ye shall find." This was the start of a grand mystery that would take the town by storm. No one had any idea who this figure was or what they were looking for. However, one thing was certain: the mystery needed to be solved. Everyone was determined to get to the bottom of it, and the clues they had been given only made it more intriguing. Who was this mysterious figure? What did they want? What was the truth beneath the surface? It was up to the townspeople to find out. The strange figure. The night was dark and the wind was howling as if trying to tell a story of its own. The trees were swaying and the shadows were playing hide and seek. It was an eerie night and something felt off. I had a feeling of dread in my gut as I walked down the deserted street. Suddenly, I heard a noise and I felt my heart skip a beat. I froze and slowly turned to see what it was. In the corner of my eye, I saw a figure moving in the shadows. I could feel the fear pulsing through my veins as I tried to figure out what it was. I was debating whether I should run or stay, when the figure stepped out of the shadows and I saw that it was a woman. She had a mysterious look in her eyes and was wearing a hooded cloak. I was about to ask her what she was doing when she began to speak in a low, whispering voice. She told me a story of a dark, supernatural force that was lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike. She said that I must remain vigilant and stay alert if I wanted to survive the night. As she walked away, I was filled with a sense of foreboding and terror. I knew that I was in for a suspenseful night, one that I would not soon forget.